Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is a little different from my normal type of content, serving more as a breakdown of recent movie news. So if you like this type of video, let me know in the comments if this is something you'd like to see more of, and I can definitely make that happen. Also guys, around 95% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you like this video, subscribe to me to hear more content about movies and TV. That being said, let's get into some recent movie news that has come out, and news I find really disappointing. Actress Melissa Barrera has been fired from the upcoming Scream 7. If you're unaware, Scream has been around since 1996 when Wes Craven dropped his meta-slasher that would become one of the pinnacles of the genre. The massive success of the film led to an immediate sequel, Scream 2, that released 1 year later in 1997, Scream 3 in 2000, and then an 11-year hiatus until Scream 4. Scream 4 was also the last Scream entry to be directed by Wes Craven before his passing. The core cast of Wes Craven's 4 Scream films are Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. However, in 2022, we got a 5th Scream film. Not only the first film in the franchise not to be helmed by Craven, but we were also shifting focus from Neve Campbell's Sidney Prescott and introducing a new female lead, Sam Carpenter, played by Melissa Barrera. Spoilers for those who haven't seen the Scream films and don't want to get spoiled. Barrera's Sam Carpenter is revealed to be the daughter of Billy Loomis, played by Skeet Ulrich in the original film, and one of the film's 2 killers. And surprisingly enough, Scream 5 was a big success, garnering positive reviews from both critics and general audiences, as well as being a slam dunk at the box office, earning $138.9 million on a $24 million budget. The massive success spawned another sequel, Scream 6, which was released in March of this year, again to positive reviews and a strong box office earning, surpassing the 5th film with $169 million. Even despite some negative press heading into the movie, as franchise star Neve Campbell was announced to not be returning due to unhappiness over her pay. Obviously, with both films doing well, a 7th Scream film was announced with several of the actors returning, including Melissa Barrera. This time, unlike the 5th and 6th film, which were directed by the duo known as Radio Silence, the 7th film would be helmed by Happy Death Day and Freak director Christopher Landon. It seemed everyone, especially Scream fans, were very excited for the latest addition to the slasher franchise. However, unfortunate news has graced Scream fans everywhere. As mentioned earlier, Melissa Barrera was fired after making public comments about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and the studio feeling as if her comments ventured into stereotypical and even anti-Semitic territory, which is a huge blow as the character of Sam Carpenter had genuinely grown on fans, and the character's darker nature that hinted at her potentially becoming a killer herself offered exciting potential. Combined with her connection to a character from the original Scream, and Sam was on a fast track to being a modern-day Scream Queen, a title handed to female actresses who show prominence in horror films. But now it seems that the story potential for Sam's character is completely gone. Yet the issues plaguing Scream 7 are even worse. On top of Barrera's firing, it is still unknown whether Neve Campbell would return after the pay discrepancy that kept her out of Scream 6, and it may be too little too late for the studio to bring Neve back on their side, meaning now Scream 7 won't contain either Sam or Sidney. As if things couldn't get any worse, it's already been announced that secondary lead Jenna Ortega, who plays Tara, Sam's younger sister in both Scream 5 and 6, will not be in Scream 7 due to scheduling conflicts with her popular Netflix series Wednesday. So now with Barrera gone, even your 2 fallback leads seemingly will not be involved in the film either, and things may not even be done yet. We've seen in the past when a studio fires an actor or director, it's not uncommon for other stars of the project to bow out as well as a showcase of support. We saw it when James Gunn was fired by Disney when offensive old tweets resurfaced. I'm not saying this will happen, but it's definitely a possibility. It would even be hard for the franchise to lean on other legacy characters, as Dewey, a fan favorite played by David Arquette, was killed off in Scream 5, leaving Gale Weathers, played by Courtney Cox, as the franchise's only remaining option for legacy characters. It seems, as far as I can tell, that the anticipated Scream 7 is in a really bad state right now, to the point I don't know if they even continue with it. I mean, it's Hollywood and they like money, so I'm sure they'll pump something out, but with so many issues plaguing the production, would we even want it at this point? In my opinion, there's 2 options that I think they could go with. First is to pay Neve Campbell whatever she wants and bring Sidney back as the primary protagonist of the franchise. Sure, it would be weird and they would have to abandon all of the story built up in the previous 2 films, but with it seemingly set to close out the newest trilogy of Scream films, returning back to the original lead could work provided the right script. We've also not had a chance to reintroduce Detective Kincaid as Sidney's husband, and haven't gotten to see much of her children, which could add elevated stakes to the film. The second, much less optimal choice is to shift the attention to the Meeks siblings. Mindy and Chad Meeks are the niece and nephew of Jamie Kennedy's character Randy Meeks, who played a pivotal role in both Screams 1 and 2. Now I think this works because I think both characters are pretty well liked. You wouldn't have to completely abandon the story setup in both Screams 5 and 6, and they have ties to an original Scream character like Sam did, and having a film buff like Mindy as a lead could provide some fun scenes. Sure, they're not nearly as compelling as Sydney or Sam, but with the right script it could work. Okay, so I lied. There is a third option. One I don't think a lot of people will be a fan of, even I hesitate to recommend it. They could abandon all new characters and craft a completely new story with a whole new set of characters. They've already brought in a new director, so a reset on the story, provided done well, could work out. I think you could even play on the fact that it's essentially a reboot with no legacy characters, which provides space for meta commentary which the franchise always contains. I think either way, the recent news of Barrera's departure amidst already losing Jenna Ortega and Neve Campbell puts the franchise in a really bad spot. And even something like bringing back Sydney would feel off due to her absence in the previous film Scream 6. Either way, it's really unfortunate. As someone who loves the Scream franchise, going as far as to say it is my favorite horror franchise, with the first Scream film actually being my second favorite horror film of all time, it saddens me when real-world actions cause art to suffer. We've already been dealing with this recently with Jonathan Majors and his fiasco with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It sucks, and I not only feel bad for the fans, but the creatives behind the scenes. I can't imagine the stress Christopher Landon is under now that he has lost his film's lead character. In the end, it's disappointing, and as a fan of the franchise, if we do still get Scream 7, I really hope they're able to deliver a good film that doesn't drag its production difficulties onto the screen. Well, that's really it for today, guys. What do you think about this news? What are your thoughts on Scream 7? What do you think will happen? What do you think they should do? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you liked the video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and click that little bell notification button so you know when I post new content. And as always, guys, I will see you on the next video.